Oh, hello, and welcome to Aldente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the Stands for Evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And tonight we have Distorted Warning Signals. So, Distorted Warning Signals is on Reddit NoSleep. It's by TheThingThatWill.
Really sounds like you should have said distorted warning signals are on Reddit NoSleep, but it's called distorted warning signals, so no.
Yeah. I mean, technically, the true title for this Reddit NoSleep story should be, when I got the first distorted warning signal, I was literally seconds away from stepping onto a plane when a call from unknown blared from my cell phone.
Yep, that is a proper Reddit NoSleep title. Might as well just put the whole damn story in the title.
Yeah.
You open it up and it just says Finn.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They just accidentally copy pasted their entire story into the title.
Yeah. And that'd be fun to do for like a micropasta though.
Yeah, it really would be. It just like the whole title is just like that.
Yeah.
God, that's gotta be like an April, like something you do on April Fools, like, and just do
yes,
it, like literally post on Reddit and just see if the mods just go nuclear. I bet there's also probably a word count or like a letter count on the title section. So
yeah, I'm sure. But that's why I said micropasta. That's why I said micropasta, because some micropastas are like just 2 sentences.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's like one of those 2-sentence horror like things on Twitter and stuff like that. It's like,
yep.
I went to bed and then I died. Finn.
Rip.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so yeah, Distorted Warning Signals. Yeah, it's a Reddit NoSleep story. You can check it out there on Reddit NoSleep. And yeah, I suppose we should get into our give our initial recommendations before we get too far ahead in this. I'm going to partially recommend this one.
I'm going to personally on the low end recommend.
Fair.
Well, I'll partially on the high end recommend it. How about that?
We can all go to prom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's dive into the story and find out why we gave it such middling recommendation. Starting with the rundown, featuring Nair. I do want to at some point. I do want to go back to just having The Rock, but
yeah,
it's kind of confusing with the rundown.
Yeah, so. It's like you'd have to explain the joke every time.
Yeah,
like referencing the movie, The Rundown.
Yeah. So Nair, because we never get a character name. I guess it could be just like The Thing That Will, but that's also that's an adequately long Reddit NoSleep like author name or like character name. But no, I'm gonna go with Nair. So Nair starts getting distorted phone calls from an unknown number and identification with a and the voice is usually a very ragged, crackling voice, telling them to avoid certain actions or events in their life. And as they heed these words of advice or these warnings, discover that these events and actions would have ultimately killed them. From a car crash or from a crashed plane flight to a car accident to a killer to a killer date. Nair spends years heeding this advice from this distorted guardian angel that calls her from time to time. Recently, she was planning a cruise with old friends, but was worried she'd get a call. And as she comes home from dinner, the week before the cruise, she notices she has a missed call and a message, an outlier from unknown. Usually she picks it up before it goes to message. And Poor Nair listens to the message, only for it to be a warning to stay away from her apartment that night after dinner. Finn. So yeah, kind of ends off on a like dun dun. But yeah. So I suppose we'll move on to everyone targets Grammar Inquisitions. At this point, guys, do you have anything?
Oh, I have a conjunction junction.
Okay.
And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot, doot.
It was a ringtone I hadn't heard before. One I was pretty sure hadn't come with the phone. So did the police. But there was nothing to trace. And I always listened. And that would be it for me. It always felt like something was coming for me. But there was always this fractured, warped voice with these calls that never seemed to exist after I heard them. And I was alive. Finn.
Wow, that's a much happier ending than what we got.
Mm-hmm. I got the start where it's like the phone had this ringtone that I don't remember. Or sorry, this phone came with a ringtone, I guess, that I didn't remember, and also police. Like,
yeah.
you buy this phone and you have like a police entourage the entire time.
Yeah. It was. I'm pretty sure this ringtone hadn't come with this phone, and so were the police. Like the phone came with an entourage of cops.
Yep.
Oh god, it summons police from the elemental plane of cops.
Oh,
That's like a running meme or joke with Payday.
yes.
Payday 2. Like they just they have a caster on the department that just like opens up a portal to the elemental plane of cops.
Yeah, because you kill hundreds of police in that.
Exactly. Like the city can't afford that many. Like how the hell is that city like affording that many cops to come in up against the Payday crew? Right.
They got to be clones or something.
Yeah. Well, that was again. Like I think that was an RP. I think Caleb from RPPR, a podcast. They were doing a let's play of Payday 2, and that was like his like rationale for why the cops just keep coming. It's just like it's got to be like they're opening up a portal, like to another plane.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yes.
Or the phone just came with songs from the band The Police.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That might be it.
That's what the ringtone was. That it was actually just a song from the Police. Yeah. Wow. Way to identify that, man. Jeez.
Weird. He never does that.
I know. Here we are being critically silly, and you just go and shit all over it.
Well, we got to have both.
I guess
it's a yin and a yang situation.
We can't have our cake and eat it too.
No.
All right. Well, and the reason Mikey does.
Oh yeah, and I completely forgot. And the reason Mikey does these it stories is because he grabs all the sentences throughout the story that start with words that they probably shouldn't, like its, ands, or buts, because there's always better words to use.
Fair. Although this one was pretty. I mean, it's also a pretty short creepypasta, but it wasn't terribly long, like the Conjunction Junction. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Gamer, do you have a grammar in yellow?
I do. I have two.
Okay.
My first one, I am going to be going over grammar of your rundown.
Oh, wait, what?
Because as far as I can tell, you fucked up, sir.
How did I fuck up, sir?
You fucked up. Okay. At the end, where the the twist ending, kind of deal. There was no missed call. It was just a message.
Oh, was it? Hey,
as far as I can read, unless I'm reading some.
Let me check that again. No week. I noticed my cell has a message from unknown. They never had to leave a message before. Haven't checked it all night. Okay, so then maybe that's where I was thinking it was like a missed call.
Yeah,
So it was because it's like it's a message, right? Like
yeah. Well, basically it has to be a missed call because, like, for my phone, it would say missed call from unknown and then go to voicemail to get your message.
Yeah.
So the go to voicemail to get your message is a completely different notification. But
Mhm.
if my phone is off and I get a phone call that leaves a voicemail, all I get is that there's a voice message.
Yeah, but
And it
like,
doesn't say who it's from until you actually click on it and get message
Also,
from unknown.
mhm.
because it says like they've never left a message before, I immediately thought like it's in the text message area, like a voice recording on the text message, because you can do that. That's
Yeah,
immediately what I assumed.
'cause I just assume like every time they've been getting a message from unknown, they've actually been picking it up and like hearing
Yes.
hearing it live.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, but I mean with this
Okay.
last one,
Okay, I know.
because it says like they've never left a message before. But I
Okay,
guess
fair. Yeah,
message could mean I'm leaving a message, aka on your answering machine. It's not
Yeah.
clear, I guess, basically.
yeah. I guess it could be like, yeah, because and again, like even answering machine is like an outdated term for it, but like that's what
Yeah.
everybody uses for that digital server space that like where you get missed calls and like
Well,
messages.
voicemail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
voicemail. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, voicemail.
Mhm.
I guess that's what they should have maybe referred to for it.
Yeah, like I noticed my cell has a voicemail from unknown.
Yeah.
Because then you would know that they tried to call, you didn't pick up, so they left a message.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you fucked up, if I fucked up, or if it's in the writing, or no one fucked up, or everyone fucked up. I don't know. It's confusing though.
Great. Love it.
So moving on from that.
Yeah.
This line here says, "It always felt like something was coming for me, but there was always this ellipses, this fractured, warped voice with these calls, blah 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 blah." So 2 points to make here.
Mhm.
One, I felt it kind of weird that he was describing this voice with a dramatic ellipses here, specifically because like it's making it sound like Nair's never heard this before, but this is the second time that the voice is described. The first time it's just like, oh, it's got a weird, creepy voice that calls me, and then the second time it's like, but there's always this weird, creepy voice that calls me. Like,
Well, 'cause, like I think it's like in the right. Oh, I guess like if you were saying this kind of thing, it'd be like her like trying to mull over the words, like trying to find the words to describe like the voice.
yes,
But in writing this, it's doing it for dramatic thing, but like it also doesn't kind of make sense.
yes, I get it, but again, you would have trouble finding the words the first time, not the second time, because you already found them the first time.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they're skipping a beat here when they could literally just scroll up to what they typed before. Oh yeah, it was that. But the first time, if you want to do it there for dramatic emphasis, that's great because it shows the characters trying to like put words to this noise that they've been hearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no struggle at the top, but it's here, so it's weird.
Fair.
And then at the end of this sentence, it says like, with these calls never seemed to exist after I heard them, self-destructing warning signals, rotten away before my eyes, period. And I was alive, period. The end of Mikey's story.
Yeah.
But, like,
I will.
So with the "and I was alive" part, I'm not bringing up the grammar of "and." I'm bringing up the why. Like, what's it trying to get at here? Is it trying to say like, without it, I wouldn't be alive, or like the calls were keeping me alive?
I
Because
think
it's just
that's
weird.
Yeah, I think that's what I gotta find this in the
I'll
story.
reread it again. Self-destructing warning signals, rotting away before my eyes, and I was alive. And then it goes on to a new paragraph.
Okay, give me a second because I just want to like read that myself. And where the hell is that?
Just Control F. I was alive.
Yeah, I always felt like something was coming for me, but there was always this fractured, warped voice. These calls that never seemed to exist. I heard them. Yeah, like I think it's trying to get at like it always seemed like they were like death was upon them, but this voice was like helping them, and so they'd be alive. I think that's what it's trying to get at, but again, it's kind of it's talking about like a fractured, warped voice. This paragraph's a little fractured.
Yeah. I just wish it
Yeah.
said something like, "Without it, I wouldn't be alive," because that's what it's
Yeah.
trying to say. It's saying that there's this weird voice that's saving me, and it's saving me. Like I would be dead otherwise.
It's using as few words as possible to say that exact thing.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they have the character count that they have to work within. I don't know. Either way, that's the only grammar I have.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I suppose we'll move on to actual thoughts. So I'll start with this one here. This is at the very near the beginning of the story. When I got the first one, I was literally seconds away from stepping onto the plane when a call from unknown blared from my cell phone. It was a ringtone I hadn't heard before, one I was pretty sure hadn't come with the phone. Normally, I wouldn't have stopped to answer it, but I was expecting a call from a job I had interviewed for the previous week. I took a deep breath. I took a deep breath in and accepted the call. Man, how many creepypasta scenarios have I missed out on in real life by not answering all those goddamn scam calls?
Yeah.
Like, also, this could be a really just like reading the story. Like, this could be a really interesting idea to play with in a game scenario. That's right, folks. I'm bringing it back to tabletop games. I've even played with the idea of like radio messages warning players or like letting players know about like an incoming like event that's happening in the scenario and stuff like that. But getting like a call from unknown, foretelling disaster, and then having the scenario basically be the players trying to avoid that disaster, or maybe have like, because they avoid that one disaster, we go like Final Destination style, and like the disaster start escalating, and they start getting more calls of telling them like you need to avoid this thing. Oh shit! And then like some of the calls like could be like warped or cryptic, so like they have to like figure out like what do they mean. So I think that could be an interesting like thing to play with in a game scenario with players. Just like have these like distorted, warbled calls from an unknown entity, warning them of doom that's going to like TPK their group. And then just watch the players like just kind of spaz around and trying to like avoid disaster.
Definitely show them that the calls are actually like legitimately giving them proper advice.
Yeah, like you do the first one where it's like it's like don't get in cab as they're about to like get into like a cab or something like that, and it's like, hey guys, we should maybe like let's just walk, and then like a few steps away, like suddenly a giant like garbage truck just like destroys that cab as it's pulling out of the off the curb.
Or you have the voice give them advice that is like the much harder option.
Yeah.
But like if you like, then you have to decide like, do you want to do the harder option that if you're trusting the voice is the better option, or do the easier option and potentially die?
Yeah.
Because you're taking the cheap way out.
Yeah. I do. I also like. It kind of reminds me of like I've seen in a game where like this like homeless person was like helping this guy out. Like part of the character's backstory before the game even started. It was a Cthulhu game, and part of his backstory was like he befriended a homeless man. And the guy had like some kind of precognitive ability that was kind of like helping out the player. And like they had like spent like years basically just like like him like giving him some food and like helping him out and stuff like that. And the homeless man would always like like warn him of like something, or tell him like, oh, you should go to the lottery or something like that, or like you're gonna have a good day at work, and then like he gets a promotion and kind of stuff like that. And then like part of the dark part of it, like part of the backstory was like the last time he saw the homeless man, the homeless man just looked at him and said damn and walked away and was never seen again.
Damn.
Because basically like foretelling what was about to happen in the Cthulhu scenario.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just just like, oh hey Fred, how's it going? He's just like, damn, and just like shakes his head and just walks away.
Mm.
But just, yeah, get like one of the like,
It's nice knowing you.
Yeah, what? But yeah, like have the calls kind of be like that, where it's just like they're helping the person, and then just like one's just like way more obscure than the others. They're just like, wait, what? Click. It's like, call back. What was it? Yeah, you that would actually be a really good part of the scenario. Like the development in the game is like they're getting these warning messages from this person, from this unknown caller, and then like the last one you toss at them, it's just I'm sorry. Click. Like it's done all it can, and it's not, I can't warn you about the next big thing. So that would definitely be like
ring, ring. Hello? I can't even. Click. What?
what? Roll sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely be a scenario like a oh shit. But yeah, yeah, it definitely feels like this could be some a decent idea for some game fodder. Also, again, just like this person, like yeah, it's a good thing this person decided to like pick up that unknown call that was probably that could have just as easily been a scam call. Because
Well,
like it's sort of like a
Depends on
commentary on.
the. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it is sort of kind of like to me it feels like almost like a commentary on like the state of call of like phones and stuff like that nowadays, where like half the time I get like calls, I don't even bother picking them up because like unless they give me a voice message, like I'm not picking up a number that I don't recognize.
That's what I was about to say. It depends on when this story was written, because in like the now, yeah, that's basically you're making a horror um, story based on how things are these days. But if this was like a decade ago, where like it's fine to pick up your fucking phone because it's a
Yeah.
phone.
Well, I
Like-
can actually tell you exactly when this came out. This apparently came out 10 years ago, according to
Wow.
Reddit. Yeah.
Who's the
So 20
precognition person now?
So like about basically like 2014, probably 2014 is when this came out. So yeah. 2014 was kind of like the start of like smartphones and stuff like that too. So,
Mhm.
but Mikey, you were going to say something?
well, the issue that I have with it is like the the person picks up the phone, gets a cryptic message. Most people would just shrug that off and say, "Oh, that was weird," and then continue on.
Yeah, but
And then the person, it states that they have a slight phobia of air travel, and this was enough to put them over. It's like, you have a bit more than a slight phobia of air travel if one message will get you to no
I
bound.
mean, I'm sorry. Like, even if I have like, even like, I'm kind of nervous around planes. If I get a message like this, like, don't get on the plane, I might not be I might not be taking that flight. Like, I'm
when
kind
you're
of
in the
like,
act of doing it, that means also someone's watching you.
yeah, like I kind of have to fight you on this one a little bit because like, yeah, like most people wouldn't, but like that's why this story is like for the people that like the character in this isn't like the majority. Like they're this is
Yeah.
this is why it's a story is because like this is the character that didn't follow along with like what normal people what the majority of people would do. Not even like normal people, just the majority of what people would do. Because this otherwise we wouldn't have a story.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like it should be like, instead of saying slight phobia, saying that it triggered my phobia.
Yeah,
of
just
air
double down
that
travel.
on it.
would be
Just like it's like
better.
yeah. It certainly isn't. This probably isn't helping their paranoia, like their harboring fear or their festering fear of planes or
Hmm.
anything really. Or it shouldn't. It should. They definitely feel like they should like spiral into a paranoia as they do. Yeah.
That was my issue with that part.
Okay. Fair enough. Then I'll move on to the next thing I have here. I tried to trace the call. So did the police, but there was nothing to trace. There was no evidence my phone had ever received a call around that time. They analyzed phone records, incoming and outgoing communication to my phone, nothing. I'm surprised there wasn't more about them getting in trouble with the police for like pranking them about knowing something regarding like the plane crash. Because like I feel like police would take that a little bit more seriously. Like if like they like, oh no, I got messages saying don't get on the plane, and then like the cops check and like whatnot, and like they don't find any material, but like and it's just the word of this person. I feel like the police would have been a little bit more hard on that person. I feel like that should have been like a little bit more like like mentioned.
What do you mean hard on them? Like treat them as a suspect?
Maybe, or just like stop wasting our time. Like we or we'll put a fine on you because like you're like obstructing an actual like a serious investigation. Like I just feel like the cops should have been like I feel like the cops would have been like they should, not saying they should be, but like I feel like they like in this sort of situation, if they like they're told by this person like, hey, I got a call saying like don't get on the plane, stuff like that, and then they check the phone and don't find any information about that, so it's just the character's word. Police usually are like kind of get a little angry or like pissy about that shit. About like false information or like what they might perceive as like a prank.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then the next thing I have here. No matter if I got a new phone, if I moved across the country, the calls would still come. I could almost feel the presence of ... whatever it was, whatever it is, watching over me. I imagined being at the bottom of a freezing ocean, still strapped into my coach section plane seat, or being in that mass grave across from the diner, or watching an 18-wheeler skid toward my car, knowing death was imminent. And I'd get this tightness in my chest. I'd think about how thin that line was, how close I'd gotten. Yeah, honestly, for me, after the first two calls, I'd be paranoid as shit to go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
Just waiting on that call to come in. Like, I'm surprised they mentioned like moving across country or like yeah, just I wouldn't like I don't know if I honestly don't know if I would even like leave my house for like weeks.
Yeah, it almost seems like Nair's just like, oh, cool, I have a guardian angel looking after me. Cool. I'm just gonna go about my day. Like
yeah,
they just take it.
Yeah, like they definitely show like the character like getting like having a paranoia or like getting some anxiety from this, but like it's almost downplaying like the level of paranoia you should probably have after getting the first couple of these. Like just really like, just kind of becoming a homebody or just really hunkering in and like developing agoraphobia maybe even because you don't want to go outside and like for fear of the phone or the message. But I guess again, like it's another take on like this person's personality is like less like troubled, I guess, and more like, oh, I have this guardian angel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Helping. So, but yeah, personally, like I feel like I would just be like, I'm not getting out of bed today, or ever, just like curled up in several blankets.
Yeah, it's kind of akin to like someone telling you the day that you're gonna die. Like just like having that paranoia over you all the time. It's just in this, it's also anomalous when it's going to happen because you know that like there's multiple situations where you could have died, and anything you do in the future could also be that.
Well, yeah, and again, like that to that point, like that's the exact thing. Like the reaction would be, it's sort of like there's two reactions to that. Like if you know the date you're going to die, you either like panic and worry and like never do anything, or you go the exact opposite and you celebrate your life to the fullest because you know exactly when you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll move on to the next thing here. It always felt like something was coming for me, but there was always this fractured, warped voice with these calls that never seemed to exist after I heard them. Self-destructing warning signals rotting away before my eyes, and I was alive. So, like we keep repeating the sentence, but but this was the part when I kind of got this idea of like, oh, so like this almost like feels like a cell phone signal version of the Dorian Gray situation meets Final Destination. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dorian Gray or the story of Dorian Gray.
I've heard it. I've heard of the words that you're saying, but I have no context.
It's a story. It's a novel, I believe, about a guy named Dorian Gray who is like beautiful and youthful and like never gets hurt or anything like that, like despite like things that happen and stuff like that to him. And then it's revealed that like he has this painting in his house, like up in his attic, that like is hidden away. It's a self-portrait of him, and the picture itself is taking all the injuries, all the age, all the basically all the maladies of life for Dorian. But if he ever looks at the phone, or if he ever sees the portrait himself, it all ends up getting like backlashed onto him. So it kind of felt like that is like sort of like the signal is basically like sending out these like basically sending out these times where like Nair would die, but because it's doing that, it's like then like kind of fading out into the ether, and like she's avoiding danger but with that. And then like it kind of also has like a mix of like the Final Destination where like death is following the teens and like trying to kill them in different like accidents, and they keep managing to avoid it. Like I think that's literally like the antagonist of the Final Destination movies is death itself, because the kids escaped their when they were supposed to die, and then death just started escalating things to try and kill them. But yeah, I'll move on to my last thing here, which is actually kind of a two-parter. So, damn it, and I had really wanted to go on that cruise too. Oh well.
Damn it.
God damn it.
That's an odd name.
Not worth whatever horrific fate awaited me in that cold, dark ocean. I click play message and feel my stomach drop as I listen to the voice, sounding horrifically distorted, as if it emanates from a throat slashed to ribbons, crackling with more urgency than ever before. I look around my apartment as the voice on the phone repeats the same phrase over and over again. Do not come home after dinner tonight. Do not come home after dinner tonight. Do not come home after dinner tonight. Okay. So that's basically the end of the story. Like that whole like the zinger at the end. First thing, I would hope that so like they're talking about like, oh, like they were really looking forward to this cruise and stuff like that, right? So I would hope that if they did get a warning message about the cruise, that they would also inform their friends not to go on that cruise. And not just like make an excuse for them not to go and just leave their friends to die.
Well, it's not necessarily that that something would wreck the entire cruise. It could just be that they would die on the cruise, but everyone else would be fine. Like they'd eat something poisoned or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like that could be that could be what it says. Yeah, but like it's like if it says like don't get on the cruise, like don't get on the plane, and like we already have like don't get on the plane meant like the plane was gonna crash. So it means like don't get on the cruise might mean that like, oh, don't go on there because something bad's gonna happen to you personally on the cruise, or something's going to happen to the entire cruise.
Yeah.
So like I would hope that if this story had like developed where like don't get on the cruise, that then Nair the story actually follows Nair trying to convince her friends not to get on that cruise either. Or just leave them to die, in which case maybe Nair should get killed. Wow. But that's only if she like went that route. But obviously that the story went a different the story had a fun little revelation. Or like a little zinger, which is my part of my second thing here. I really liked the plot twist. It was a really fun, creepy zing for me. Not quite a what a revelation, but like it's like haha, way to like subvert expectation kind of thing.
They survived long enough to write this up and post it, so they're fine.
That's actually part of my problem.
Because like
how are they writing? Like,
because this is on Red NoSleep, we have to treat it like the actual character is alive and doing these things and putting these messages out, right?
That actually would be something at the very end is like, and now I'm a ghost, and I am now the warning signal out online. So like it's just like weird.
Emily typing.
Yeah, she's been dead this whole time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I also feel so like it was a cool zinger at the end, but like also why wasn't she checking her phone during dinner or on the way home? Like she was even expecting a call, so I don't think it's a Derplandish thing to do necessarily to just like I don't think it's a Derplandish thing to do, like for her to not do it, but it just kind of felt like a final slip up. Like she'd been so good, like being vigilant about this and stuff like that for years, like always picking up the phone and answering unknowns calls. But this is like the one time she slipped up. But it's still kind of like bugged me a little bit because it's like, why didn't you pick that up?
Yeah, it's not explained, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
honestly, the reason that I gave this a partial recommendation is this exact thing.
Yeah.
Everything else runs pretty well. It's just, for me, this twist part is weird because, like, the explanation of it being a voicemail would make a lot more sense to me. Because I took it as a text message. So when I took it as a text message, I was like, it's weird that the ghost decided to just leave a text this time. Like, do they not actually care?
Well, and actually, like, yeah, I don't like it. The story actually does straight up say like it's a message because she's hearing it like over and over again, the voice talking. But
you want me to record a message and send it to you through text? I will do it right now.
No, I know. Okay,
It's possible.
I get it.
But was it
My
possible
sister-
10 years ago?
Oh, that's
dude.
true. Yeah, gamer. Was it possible 10 years ago?
I don't know,
Mikey,
man.
the E stands for evil. You're full with the tech stuff. No.
My old phone is like 10 years old. You want me to power it up and switch my SIM card around and see if I can
No. Let's not do a myth. This does not require a Mythos Busters
Nice.
segment. But yeah, I do also agree. Like, it's just like it's not like a derp. Like I like, it didn't feel like super derpy to me. Like that they fuck up this way, but it just like because like that shit can happen. But like the way how like they were expecting it, it just felt like this was sort of like the story like demanded a slip up at the end for like this to happen.
Here's how I would have preferred it personally.
Sure.
Where like it's not her fault. It's not like she ignored the call or something. Have it that she's just getting back from a trip out in the country with her friends before they go on their trip. And oh shit, the signal was really shoddy out there. And then like as soon as she's like getting back into town where there's actually good signal, she sees that there's a voicemail from unknown who's tried to call them while they were out in the bad signal area, because then it's not their fault and all that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, especially out like 10 years back, like phones were pretty shoddy. Like they didn't have. I think they had like 3G. Maybe is like the best 10 years ago. I think we just got 4G and 5G in the last 10 years. So
I don't even know what G's are, man.
It's just like signal strength, basically.
Yeah,
like speed and signal strength. Right, Mikey?
Yep.
Okay.
You said it with such authority.
Well, I've also had to deal with like getting 4G and 5G on my phone when I went down to Kentucky and stuff because that was a whole debacle last year. So, but yeah, no, that's honestly that's a perfect excuse for like why her phone didn't go off is like her like she didn't have any bars.
Yeah, or just have it in a situation where her battery died, and like. She forgot to bring her phone charger, and she's out in the middle of like she's out in the sticks, and she has to like very quickly drive to like a convenience store. Oh crap! They don't have a charger for my phone. Where's the nearest Walmart? And they finally gets there and plugs in her phone, and then there's a voicemail.
Or her phone dropped in some water on the like at the dinner, and she had to like put it in like a bowl of rice or something like that to try and like dry it out. Yeah. Like something happened to the phone where like she couldn't access her like any messages or any calls in the time that she was out for dinner. But like it should actually give that like say that other than her just like not like just having the slip up this one time and like this being the fatal slip up. Presumably, because like the story again, you brought up a good point. Like the story like doesn't like it ends with us like her writing the story up. So like did she actually like where's the part of the story where, like at the end like I feel like there's actually a part of the story like the story actually does kind of have a happy ending despite it like feeling like it stopped at like a oh no and then she died because like there was somebody in her apartment like that Chilla's art video game with the Starbucks employee. Yeah, you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's got a stalker and stuff like that. But yeah, like there's a part of this that feels almost like it could actually have a happy ending where like she's writing this because she did survive. And like there was somebody in her apartment, but she managed to like last minute basically escape. and like maybe there was some kind of like harrowing thing, but like I kind of want that now. Like I want like a sequel or like an update, but it's been 10 years, so we're never gonna get that.
Yeah, that would be a cool way to do it because, like,
Actually,
yes, there's a twist, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she died. And she does have that warning at least, so it's better than the situation of her just coming home and just relaxing for the night, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, that would be a good thing to add into for a game scenario thing is like have the character getting these messages and stuff like that, these warnings, and then have like you said, like have the characters like they're driving through an area that's like there's no cell signal at all, and then they stop at a motel and they finally get like one bar, and suddenly like a message comes through. It's like, don't stay in that motel.
Yeah.
It's a bomb. Motel just starts exploding. But yeah, no, that would be an interesting, like that would be a fun, like I think that'd be a dynamic scene to have, is like the last minute call, the last minute message, and then that's how like the characters like the characters have just enough time to react to not die, or get into like a crazy like kind of like chase scene with a stalker or like a serial killer or something like that. But
Like basically taking the call right away is completely avoiding the hazard.
yeah,
Noticing the message later, you are at least being warned that you are within the hazard zone, like minutes away from it happening.
one might even say that they're in the danger zone.
Oh yeah, I should have said that. You're right.
Yeah. And yeah, like in a game, like yeah, it's the getting the call ahead of time, like a few like with enough time like ahead of it, lets the players like kind of figure out how they're going to avoid the problem. Like gives them a lot of time, gives them some time to plan and like have a bit of a slow burn like kind of thing, and then giving them like this like last minute message warning gives more of that like thriller aspect where like they have seconds to avoid disaster.
Yes.
It's like what if that that police officer in Final Destination had gotten a call from somebody from an unknown number while he was driving. Is like take the next lane or take the right lane. just as he was driving behind the log truck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that scene where like the log just like bounces comically like directly into the guy's like car, which would never work. Like those,
through the windshield.
Yeah, like I've seen a bunch of videos like that. Those logs would have to be made of rubber for it to get that much air.
Oh yeah, because they would just kind of hit the ground and roll. Yeah.
Yeah. But for the movie's supernatural elements, I guess like that's why it was. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Back to the story at hand. I'm done. That's all my actual thoughts. It's just the ending was cool, but it asked some questions, or it had me asking some questions. So, Mikey, the E stands for evil.
Well, for me, I hated the ending.
Fair. We often don't see eye to eye.
Yeah. Well, for me, it ends too soon, and the twist for me was very bad. As the build-up of I'm going on a cruise wasn't enough for me. Yeah, and the other thing is that whenever she gets these messages, there's time before the bad thing happens.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she avoided getting on the plane, but the plane doesn't crash immediately.
No, it didn't blow up on the runway.
No, apparently it went into the ocean, according to the when she was describing like being stuck in that seat at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. And then, like, we don't know the time frame of don't go on that date tonight. Like,
and then we find out that like a few weeks later that the guy was caught for months later that he was caught like murdering was it 18 women or like why did I think 18?
Might have been 8. That's why.
Yeah.
Either way, that's not important.
Yeah, he's caught like a few. Yeah, 18 wheeler. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. He was found like he was caught like later, like killing these women like after dates. So like she probably would have died after that date.
Of course.
Yeah.
But who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is when she gets that final message at the end, she has time to leave the house.
And in fact, I think that's
Like-
what me and Gamer were kind of saying. It's like the story kind
Yeah.
of like it feels like it ends on like a she died from the apartment thing, but like how she's writing this, maybe this actually did have kind of a good ending where she did escape the apartment and then wrote this down.
Yeah, because it's not like she sees this and is like, "Oh no, I'm about to die. Here, let me sit down at my PC and start writing this before I get killed."
It's the fucking Dagon ending all over again for the Lovecraft story Dagon, where like it's like he's writing down the entire like situation of how he encountered the Dagon statue in the Pacific Islands, and oh no, the giant hand is coming through my door. I'm gonna leap out the window now. Go on. Like literally, like the story ends with him like writing his last, like basically like what he plans to just do like seconds later. Yeah. Like him just jumping out the window. It's kind of comical when you think about it.
Yeah.
But like just imagining him like getting about his seat as he's still writing, like, and then like using his foot to open the window.
Yeah.
All while furiously writing his final message to the world. It's a very like horror uses that very often, but like it also comes off as very silly.
Yeah. Well, to me, it would have been better if the story continued saying that like she rushed out of the house or whatever and got to safety, and then the next day found out that her house had burned down.
Oh,
Something
or
like that.
Like she would have burnt in her sleep or something like that.
Yeah.
Or she fled her apartment. She got down to the street, got hit by a car, but survived and is now in the hospital, and that's how she's in recovery as she's writing the story.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But also the apartment blew up.
But there was actually a killer or like somebody was found in her apartment or something like that, or like burglaring her apartment or something.
Or maybe not even. Like there's no mention of what happened in the apartment because we don't know what
it's sort of
would have happened, but
Yeah.
because she got the message late, there needs to be like some like downside, some negative thing that happened because she got it late.
There was a gas leak, like maybe not fire, but it was just like a couple of people like got really sick in her apartment complex.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she's a smoker, so she would just sat down, turn, flick the Zippo, and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I would have been happier if it's just like a public service announcement to answer the unknown numbers or something.
Oh yeah, literally, like it's the author like puts it like it's like I'm right, like I survived the last encounter. Who knows when I'll get the next message, and like that'll save my life. This is a message to everybody. I know it sucks, but check out like please like don't let those messages go unanswered.
it turns out this was written by a scam caller.
By one of those telemarketers. God damn it. It's
I don't know if that's telemarketing, but yeah.
No, well, telemarketers are also like the bane of my existence when it comes to those calls.
I'll take them over scams any day.
I mean,
at least they're honestly trying to sell you garbage.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to sell you nothing.
Yeah, fair.
Making you pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the end of my actual thoughts.
Fair. Gamer.
Yeah, about all I have is just basically what you said, Cultist, in regards to the ending, where like it's cool, but doesn't make a lot of sense for all the reasons we already talked about.
Yeah, like I do agree with Mikey. Like I retain that I enjoyed the ending the way it was, but I also agree with Mikey. Like I think we all kind of agree that it could have kept going. Like, and it kind of felt like there is a zinger there, like as if she died, but then like who was phone?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is it's a cell phone.
That's true. We never found out who was phone.
Unknown caller was who was phone.
This is just long form
This
who was
is-
phone.
This is a sequel to Who Was Phone. Or an attempt at a sequel to Who Was Phone.
You can't tamper with diamonds.
No. Yeah. But yeah, like I do agree, like while I liked the story, like while I liked the ending, I do agree with the situation of like this could have gone a little bit more and like developed a little bit more like at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah. Is that all you got then there, gamer?
Yeah, pretty much. Like again, I like the ending, but I liked what the ending could have been more than what it is.
Yeah. Like I understand what it was trying to do. Like it was cool, a little creepiness, a little creepy zinger. Really felt like that Chilla's Art game ending to me. But maybe that's why I think that why I keep putting like there was a killer in her apartment is because I keep thinking of that. But
You know what would be kind of fun
Mhm.
is if what if so hear me out. So I said she didn't whatever. Nair.
Like I just assumed it was a she because like of some of the situation. I guess it can be a guy, but it kind of like it felt like it was a feminine character.
Kind of felt like it. Regardless, Nair is getting these calls, heeding the advice, and then disaster happens. What if this entire time, if Nair just got on the plane would have landed fine. Like she's the harbinger of death.
Yeah. She's
Not answering the
inadvertently-
call, these bad things are happening. But if she ignored what happened and went on the plane, she would have saved everyone.
That would have been such a good like it's like so it's actually like you flip it on its head where it's like it's not even that she's being targeted and like if she doesn't answer these calls she'll die. No, everybody it's that because she's answering them and she's avoiding disaster, these people are like people outside of her are dying. She's killing these people by taking this call.
Like she is the
And, like-
last component to the ritual of whatever bad luck mojo is being cast on all these people.
Gamer, you're just helping me make another scenario to throw at you in a game, whether it be Shadowrun, sorry Mikey, or like a Cthulhu game or some horror game where like in the modern day where like it's a scam, it's literally a phone scammer, but it's like they've created a ritual
Yes.
through the phone scam. So like basically like they need in order for the ritual to they have this like kind of like side ritual that they're using to basically siphon souls for a bigger ritual, and they're using scam phone call this stuff like this scam phone call thing like of like this warning signal call to basically trigger the deaths like mass deaths
Yes.
by having this one person getting targeted, and they're just like, and it's been going on for like it could be going on for years. Like maybe the ritual is like basically like prolonging some like really old guy's like lifespan or something like that. So like by siphoning like the energy of like mass death.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Thank you, gamer.
You're welcome, and I hate it.
I look forward to
I'm
killing
gonna
you
witness
later.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I look forward to driving you insane and killing you later.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, that's
So,
a really
like,
good idea actually. Yeah,
With that kind of idea, like we get the ending, it's like the phone message said, "Don't go home after dinner." Like, but I lived through the night. Nothing happened. What's going
And then-
on? Like
yeah.
you could just end with that and then leave it up to the reader to assume what I just assumed.
I thought you guys didn't like that though.
But I mean, it
I like it, but yeah,
it says it without saying it when you say it that way.
yeah, sure.
Or just hell, have the characters say like, I didn't listen to the call and nothing bad happened. This is the first time I didn't listen to it, and this is the first time that nothing bad happened. Maybe I shouldn't have been listening to it the whole time.
Oh shit. Yeah, like she's like it's been weeks and I've not got nothing's happened to me. I don't know what's going on.
Am I the baddie?
Are we the baddies? Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of situation. It's like, is this what I've been doing to people?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be such a that's a sanity roll right there. Like roll your stress check. roll your your will save, whatever, like that sort of like mental fortitude of like, oh fuck, I fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I like that. Um,
That's about all I got until final thoughts.
all right, well, let's dive into final thoughts. Actually, before we dive into final thoughts, I do just want to clarify. So that Chilla's art game that I've been keep mentioning and just mentioning what's based off of, it's called The Closing Shift.
Yes, I couldn't think of the name either.
Yeah, I actually had to pull up Steam to check it.
Fair.
But yeah, so final thoughts. I'm still going to partially recommend this one. It's short, it's sweet. I dug the creepy revelation / twist at the end with like the apartment rather than the boat cruise thing. But as we kind of brought up, there is a bit of a plot hole with the telling of the tale if you read too deep into the like if you read deeper than surface level of the story.
Yeah.
And it does kind of feel like there could be like an extended part to the story where it was like they survived this final encounter because otherwise how are they writing this unless they were a ghost?
Yeah, you could do ghost or just have it not be first person, have someone else writing this.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the account of my friend who disappeared one night and I can't figure out why.
Yeah, like maybe she got a call and like maybe the friend who's like now like calling this got a call like the last like where like their friend like told them the entire situation of what's been going on with them right before they died. But that feels a little too more convoluted as well. But again, like I liked it on the surface. It's a fun, sweet, like short and sweet sort of creepypasta with a fun little like twist at the end. But if you read a little bit deeper into it, or if you like want a little bit more out of the ending, I feel like it could be developed a little bit more. The idea is really cool and certainly gameable, which I will probably be pulling from for some future games to torture Gamer and Yellow with.
Damn it.
But yeah, that's my my final recommendation. Partial. Mikey, these tents are evil.
I liked the premise of sort of doomsday messages that you get that help you avoid doom.
Doom, 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 doom. I'm gonna sing the doom song. I love how we both went there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's also a theme that is used when you put time travel involved.
Oh, that's
So
true.
could,
yeah.
Could be someone from the future trying to save Nair.
Oh yeah, like
from the future.
I was just thinking that like herself, like she's like that's why it's all garbled and warped. Is like it's like a time phone. Time phone. Oh, that is such a like a niche in joke with our group.
Look at the intro to Cops. The
Cops. The
80s,
Saturday morning cartoon.
Is it just called Cops?
Yeah, like COPS. Yeah.
Not to be confused with the other Cops show, which is live action.
Yeah, which is filmed over. Yeah. But yeah.
Which is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
I was about to say that because they do say something like that, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Like
it's filmed with the law enforcers of the whatever PD, I think.
Yeah. That's what it was. But I fucked it up. That's why I stopped.
Yeah.
And then you kept going.
Saved you.
by throwing yourself down those stairs.
No, I just highlighted the fuck up you were going to do for you is all.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm here for you, bud.
Yeah, appreciate you. Mikey, continue. I'm sorry.
So, like I said, I did like the premise.
Yeah.
But I really did not care for the ending.
That's fair. Yeah.
And there needs to be more like fleshed out and such for me to enjoy it more. So I'm still only giving this a low partial recommendation.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you. You've also now given me an idea for a game in Time Watch, the tabletop RPG about time travel.
Nice.
And I kind of now like the idea of like the character. It's not the characters that are like they're getting the calls. It's you guys finding out how this character like dies and then trying to like avert that death because they're not supposed to die, but something is fucking with them and like trying to kill them in the time stream. So you guys, no, John, you are the demon in the phone. You are the phone call. You were phone. Oh, that's got to be the scenario name. It's like you were phone, or you was phone.
That's better.
Yeah. Just get RPX Adam on that, and he'll eat that up in a heartbeat. He loves time travel shit. All right, gamer, your final recommendation or final thoughts.
I'm basically just gonna ditto you guys.
Wow, you're gonna what us? Sorry, no.
I'm saying ditto.
I know. I know. It's like, sorry, the intrusive thought won there. I was like,
nah. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna parrot what you guys say to say it in a different word. Because yeah, like it was a fun read, and I liked the premise of it. It's just the execution at the end wasn't ideal, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But yeah, I still enjoyed the premise enough to recommend it, but it needs work for me to fully enjoy it. So hence high partial.
All right.
Oh, high
Fair enough.
partial.
Oh, high partial. You're my favorite partial recommendation.
You're my favorite recommendation.
So how's the sex life?
Oh god. Ditto.
Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, basically partial recommendations all around. Basically, like
Yeah.
the spectrum of partial recommendation: low, medium, and high.
Yes.
So take that with a grain of salt, and with what you will. And that'll do it for this week's episode. So if you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below where this gets posted. We're kind of on Twitter. I am, at least. Mikey's at the E stands for evil. The Gamer in Yellow is at the Gamer in Yellow without that W at the end because the name is very long.
Yep.
And I'm at Review Cultist. I'm also on Blue Sky as Review Cultist. So you can check me out there or some messages there. You can also send us emails at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com. Where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah! And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. Select the backer you'd like to support us at. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To our patrons that help support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely, because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void. And without your authorship, without these stories that you write and post 10 years ago.
We're way late to the party.
Oh, yeah. We really wouldn't have much of a show because we have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey. These tens are evil.
I'm the Gamer in Yellow.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.